Yeah, sit back and relax. And I will be sharing details about 5 of our personally designed luxury adventures tonight with you, which are the Mont Blanc Lux Explorer trip, the Dolomite Explorer, and briefly the Val Gardena Dolomite journey, the Julian Alps Explorer, and the Zagori Lux journey in Greece. But first, let me explain what Luxplorer actually stands for. We believe there's a common mistake people make when they think about luxury travel. They think luxury is staying in fancy hotels, fitting in as many activities, border crossings, or famous monuments as you can fit into a 14-day whirlwind itinerary. But if you have traveled that way, you know the feeling. You get home and your photos are beautiful, but you're actually feeling exhausted. You have seen everything you could cram in, but you may have felt very little by doing so. So the trips we are talking about tonight are designed to deliver the exact opposite experience. We are not going to talk about inclusions or luggage allowances because you can find all of those details on our website. Instead, we would like to share the secret map of these handcrafted journeys with you. The things the tour buses usually miss because they are in too much of a hurry to get to the next gift shop or the next photo opportunity. Like beautiful Verona seen here in the picture, which is dating back to Roman times, but it's often overlooked by mainstream tourists. One of these secrets is that in our case, luxury does not necessarily refer exclusively to high-end accommodations. We don't believe that the greatest luxury must be a gold-plated lobby or sparkling amenities. We believe, for example, that luxury is unpacking your suitcase in one location just once. It's the luxury of staying in one valley long enough that by Wednesday, the local shopkeeper recognizes you, and maybe the local bartender as well. And by Friday, you actually understand the shifting wind over the peaks and know the best sunset spot. And for our female trekkers, don't hurry along, Peter, stop. Can you go back? I haven't finished, thank you. And for our female trekkers, it's the beauty of the freedom to take as many clothes as you like because there's no limit on luggage allowance on these trips. Okay, now we can go. Another of our secrets is another of our secrets is how we chose our guides. The people who hold the keys to making these adventures come to life, because in the end, a secret is only as good as the person telling it. Let me introduce you to our guides, the living legends who actually shaped the stories and culture of these mountains. In the Dolomites, you aren't just hiking with a mountain enthusiast. You are with Uli, who spent her life racing down mountains for the Italian national downhill team. Or Lee, who grew up on the slopes with world-class athlete Yannick Sinner. Now the famous tennis star, she actually trained him back when he was part of the local junior ski team. In Slovenia, your perspective on difficulty changes when you realize your guide was the first Slovenian to ever summit Everest. You will explore the highlights of the Mont Blanc region with Luca, a professional park ranger, meaning he sees and shares the things in nature the rest of us miss. In Greece, we go from the peaks to the past. Our guide in essence, George, is a working archaeologist who helped discover the site where Socrates was actually jailed before his death. And in Verona, we have Sylvia. She is a PhD historian born and bred in the city. Walking through the Roman arena with her isn't just a history lesson, it's a time machine. And let's highlight one more of our secrets. And let's highlight one more of the secrets, the focus on assorted activities. On these journeys, our immersive itineraries offer the opportunity to explore the very best of the breathtaking Alpine landscapes in many exhilarating ways. They include optional refuge stays, private guided hikes, via ferrata and bike riding experiences, paragliding, whitewater rafting, and private town tours. So now I think it's time to spark your imagination a bit and get you into the Luxplorer feel. I would like to share a typical day on one of these journeys with you. So picture this. You waking up in the morning, taking a refreshing swim, unwinding at leisure before savoring a delicious buffet breakfast of local produce, as seen in the picture here. Then enjoy history coming to life through our passionate, knowledgeable guide during one of our daily activities with Lee. Stop and refuel in a local refugio to relish an authentic lunch or enjoy a tasty picnic blended in with the Alpine scenery. Oh, the picnic, we have to wait for the picnic, for the lunch. I'm not sure if your screens are. Okay, sorry about that. I think we have a few hiccups here. Breakfast, picnic, here we are. Okay, so let's do that again. So you stop at a refugio to relish an authentic lunch or enjoy a tasty picnic blended in with Alpine scenery. In the evening after each day's adventure, you unwind at your home base with a refreshing swim, a soothing massage, or a relaxing sauna. You finish the night relishing a multi-course dinner of finest local produce and unwind with your fellow trekkers over a delightful wine or Aperol spritz. Ending the day in comfort with a rejuvenating rest and awaking refreshed and ready for new adventures to come. Well, quite a nice daily activity or itinerary to follow, I believe. So with this daily rhythm in mind, our journey tonight begins in the stunning Mont Blanc region, which is the home to Europe's highest mountain and the iconic Tour de Mont Blanc. Some of you have done it who are watching tonight. The Tour de Mont Blanc is truly one of the great walks of the world. The region is renowned for its breathtaking glacial views, picturesque valleys, and vibrant local cultures. However, what is the secret to our trip? Well, most people do the TMB, as many of you have done actually, by carrying heavy packs. You had your luggage transported, but and sleeping in crowded dorms. Oh, you didn't do that either, but a lot of people do. But we curated out the hardship for you on our Mont Blanc Lux Explorer trip. On this trip, we used chairlifts to skip the dull bits and escape the selfie crowds. Instead, we focus on the beautiful backdrop of the high Alpine drama right in front of us, as seen here in the picture. Instead of a sleeping bag, you are ending your day in 4-star accommodation in Chamonix and Courmayeur. You will relish gourmet meals and rest your head on a soft duvet, all while enjoying the 360 degrees views of the majestic White Mountain. This trip truly delivers adventure without the compromise. Your home away from home on this trip will be the Heliopic and Spa located in the center of Chamonix, seen on the top, and the beautiful Grand Baita in Courmayeur, well known for its high-end mountain charm, here on the bottom. And they are all equipped with beautiful spa and wellness facilities. In 2026, we have only one departure available for this trip, starting on the 19th of July. The 9-day journey will start and conclude in Geneva, the closest international airport to Chamonix and Courmayeur, and we deliver this journey to you for 990 Australian dollars, which is based on twin share. If you are a single traveler and prefer not to share a room with another person of the same gender, a single supplement will be available for 1,600 Australian dollars. And the maximum group size for this trip sits at 12. Yeah, so why pick this trip? Well, as mentioned, the beauty of this trip is that you will be walking in the footsteps of the iconic Tour de Mont Blanc, but without the hassle of changing locations and packing and unpacking your bags daily. So you will be enabled to explore this region in style with a touch of luxury. You also have the freedom to match the trip to your desires by deciding whether you will or you won't take part in the daily activities. You can rejuvenate in high-end accommodation and even soar above Chamonix on your via ferrata or paragliding activity. So from the iconic trails of the Tour de Mont Blanc, we will now head to the heart of the Dolomites, to the region of the Tre Cime, or in English, the Three Peaks. where the local look out for the famed enrosadera, the beautiful pinkish glow that bathes the mountains at dawn and dusk that is unique to this region. The backdrop of the Dolomites, which are celebrated for their stunning beauty and natural diversity, will stage the playground for our variety of activities here, which are suited for connoisseurs, adventure seekers, and explorers alike. But the real novel secret to this valley lies in its ridge lines. While the day trippers remain scrambling down in the valley floors, we will take you up to the Smuggler's Trail on Monte Elmo. Imagine walking a path where for decades in the dead of night, men carried illegal salt, cigarettes, and coffee across the border between Italy and Austria. Here, our guides will show you the remainders of the world wars, trenches, and bunkers that sit silently in these beautiful meadows and peaks that once staged the sad front lines of history. After a day spent exploring Verona or those bunkers in the Dolomites, we retreat to our accommodations, which are handpicked for their rich, historic, and charming atmosphere. A former end-of-the-line postal stop situates our family-run home base in the Dolomites. It provides a place to retreat from the crowds, and you will be tucked away in a quiet corner of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, where you will be watching the special atmosphere of the enrosadera from the terrace over a glass of wine. And our stunning hotel in Verona is situated in an old palace owned by the family that started the opera festival. This trip in 2026, we still have availability for 2 of the departures in June and July. The 11-day journey will start and end in beautiful Verona, home to the famous opera festival and the tragic story of Romeo and Juliet. We deliver this trip to you at a rate of 6,500 per person based on twin share. And the single supplement is available for $850. The maximum group number for this trip sits at 15. Now we have to decide why pick this trip. Well, first of all, you will discover one of the most beautiful mountain ranges on the planet. And if that is not enticing enough for you, you have the chance to leave the valley crowds behind and explore the surrounding ridgelines on an exhilarating via ferrata and an e-bike ride. You can enjoy the peace of the mountains, spending a night in a beautiful, secluded refugio under a sky full of stars. All while mingling with the locals on your free day and maybe exchanging local recipes during your dinner surprise. So now from the Trecime, let's move on to the Val Gardena. I will just talk briefly today about the Val Gardena journey, which is leading us to the heart of the Ladin culture in another part of the Dolomites, which is celebrated for its untamed landscapes and warm hospitality. The Ladin people have lived here since Roman times, tucked away in these rugged valleys. They proudly share their rich culture and history, and you will feel the stories come to life in the luxury hotels we have selected, all run by local families, as seen here in the pictures. You can taste it in the flavors of the local cuisine during your high-end gourmet meals, delivered to you by your local guides on your daily activities. In 2026, the Val Gardena trip is only available for private departures for a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 12 participants. And the journey starts in the medieval Austrian town of Innsbruck and also ends in Verona, the town of Romeo and Juliet. If this adventure has sparked your interest, you can get in touch with us and we can send you more information. Okay, so leaving this beautiful picture of Innsbruck behind, it's now time to hand over to Peter, who is sharing the details of our Julian Alps Explorer and the Zagori Lux journey with you. Peter, are you
Thanks.
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
The
can.
most common sentence spoken on Zoom. Thanks, Irene. And yeah, amazing places and some of the most beautiful places in the world. Irene's just pointed out. But I'm going to talk to you about Slovenia and Greece, two of my favorite places or current favorite places in Europe. And so hopefully at the end you'll say, oh, I wouldn't mind going to see them. So let's start with Slovenia, which I think is probably Europe's best kept secret. Maybe not for too long, but it is at the moment. It's where the Mediterranean meets the Alps. And most people just see Lake Bled. And I'll show you a picture of Lake Bled. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we go much deeper into Slovenia than this. We go to the Triglav National Park and into the Logar Valley. And by staying in one or two locations for more than a couple of days, we're able to experience Slovenia's incredible beauty from different perspectives, from hiking remote trails and ridges to even whitewater rafting, the Socha River, which is one of the most beautiful rivers in the world, or even cycling a panoramic mountain trail, all led by a local guide who was born and bred in the area. So let's have a look at some of these places. And this is, of course, Lake Bled, yeah? Slovenia is a country that feels like a private park open just for you. While most tourists flock to the busy shores of Lake Bled, we head deeper into the Triglav National Park to find the true, secret map location, Lake Bohin, which is literally maybe 30 minutes down the road from Lake Bled. And we will go to Lake Bled as well, but we'll just pass through there. Bohin is the silent but adventurous sister to Bled. It's surrounded by the high walls of the Julian Alps, named after Julius Caesar. We spend our time here exploring the high pastures where shepherds still make Mohunt cheese by hand, and we had some in our recent trip last year. Absolutely delicious. I bought a big slab of it, thinking, oh, I'll have a little piece of this, and it was all gone by the end of the lunch. Our local
Yeah,
guide,
I almost
Grieger,
didn't get any.
what's that?
I almost didn't get any.
Yeah, that's right. It was so delicious. Our local guide, Grieger, was born and bred in Bohin, knows exactly where not to go, to places away from the summer crowds, to ridges and valleys you feel it's just you and nature. And I'll just scoot along to here. Before we head off to the Logar Valley, we go to the Socha River. And this colour has to be seen to be believed. This is not Photoshop, by the way. It's a great day out whitewater rafting. And don't worry, the rapids are not over the top and you don't need to be experienced. You can be a novice or an experienced rafter, it's fine. And then from the Soche, we head to the Logar Valley. And this is one of Europe's most stunning glacial valleys, a perfect green sanctuary tucked against the Austrian border. So on the other side of those mountains is Austria. And those people who may have been to the Dolomites with us in the Val Fiscalina, it's a very similar valley look to the one we have in the Dolomites. Imagine waking up, opening your shutters, and seeing a wall of limestone peaks rising 2,000 meters straight up from a carpet of emerald meadows. There are no tour buses here. It's just us and the sound of the Rinka Falls, which is at the end of the valley, and paths that wind through ancient forests. And this is where you really feel the art of slow immersion. By day 3, the rhythm of the valley becomes your own. And this is just the swimming pool from the hotel. It's a natural swimming pool and the Socha River. And we have chosen on this journey three homes or three homes away from home. And we couldn't make up our mind which one, where to go. So we've just chosen all three. And in Ljubljana, we're staying in a gorgeous boutique style hotel in the pedestrian district close to the river, but just far enough away from any of the noise. And then in Bohin, we're staying at a very small Lux hotel near the lake and very close to all the trailheads. Think Swedish style meets Italian Slovenian cuisine. It's amazing. And then in the Logar, we're staying in a classic mountain lodge, bulking on the outside, but cozy on the inside. It also has a freshwater pool, replete with sunken fire pit and actual fish swimming with you. And we have one trip left for this year. So the other one's sold out. So we've got the 11th to the 20th of July, 10 days. Starts and ends in Ljubljana. And it's $6,200 twin share. A single sup is $950 and the maximum group size is 12. So come along. It's amazing. Slovenia is incredible. Now for Greece, incredible place. And I know a lot of people have been to Greece, but I'm suggesting that maybe not this side. So you've got to forget the white and blue islands for a moment. This is the Pindus Mountains, the spine of Greece. And we stay in Aristi, a village made entirely of stone, perched above the Vikas Gorge. So this is right on the Albanian Greek border. The gorge is officially the deepest in the world relative to its width, but the real magic is the Vigos doctors. Centuries ago, healers used rare herbs found only in this canyon to treat people across Europe. When we walk these trails, we're walking on an ancient pharmacy. We end our days with mountain tea, local honey, and views that make you feel like the only hiker on earth. There's so few people go there. And in amongst this gorge or offshoots of this gorge, and on top of the gorge are small towns like this. And these are the bridges of Zagori. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, 52 villages. And you'll notice these bridges look like they grew out of the earth. And in the 18th century, the Zagori was incredibly wealthy, but it was isolated by these really deep ravines. So, when you look at these bridge, it has three arches. One of the arches is covered by the tree, and it's said to move like a caterpillar. And these were built without a single drop of mortar. They are held together by gravity and grace. The stonemasons were so skilled they used a keystone method that actually gets stronger the more weight you put on it. When you walk across, you're walking on a 300-year-old stone puzzle that still hasn't moved an inch. It's incredible. And from there, we head up into the mountains. And this is where this region really is a mix between the Dolomites and the Alps. And as we climb higher towards the Ostraka refuge, the landscape shifts from stone villages to something that looks like the moon. Local legend says that two dragons lived on these peaks, one on Ostraka and one on Mount Smolicus. And they used to hurl giant pines and rocks at each other. But the scientific secret is just as cool. The lake is home to the Alpine newt. They look like tiny black dragons with fiery orange bellies. And they're a relic from the last ice age, surviving in this crystal clear water at 2,500 meters. And from there, we head down to Aristi. And after the grit of the climb, we descend into this amazing village, one of the many villages throughout this area. This isn't tourist Greece. This is old world Greece. We stay at the Aristi Mountain Resort where the luxury is deeply connected to the earth. The secret here in this area is a thing called the Zagori pie or pita. Every grandmother in the village has a secret recipe for the wild greens and local feta found in these mountains. And sitting on the stone terrace, looking back at the Ostraka towers you just climbed with a glass of red, that is the moment you realize why we chose this corner of the world. It's rugged, but it rewards you like nowhere else. And if you get a chance, send an email out to everyone tomorrow. But if you get a chance to read, I wrote a story about this late last year about a wedding that we went to. So it's an amazing place. And our local homes. So we've got two amazing places. I've got to say, these must be two of the most interesting places I've visited in Greece. The first is in Athens, and it's in a place called Ergon House, built around a culture of food and cooking. Downstairs, there's their very own bakery and deli, and then you've got these very nicely fitted out rooms, right in the heart of a very cool part of Athens. Close to everything that you need to see. And then the second is the mountains of Ostraka in a small town of Aristi. Each morning you are greeted with the Ostraka Range and the Vikas Gorge. You can see the bottom right-hand corner there. There's Irene and I having some Aperol Spritz in the afternoon, and there's the Vikas Gorge in the background. It's an incredible place. I love it. I just love this place. And we've got one departure this year, and it's in the back end of the main season. So it's in September. So it's just after the heat of summer. It's 10 days. It starts and ends in Athens. It includes your return flights from Athens to Ionia. And then it's $6,000 twin share, and the single sup is $1,200, subject to availability, with a group size of 12. So, and I will be there in Greece this year, so maybe that'll put you off. Anyway, all right. Thank you very much,
Not.
Irene. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, after all those details, this brings us to the part on how to choose the right experience. Well, we hope that this might feel a bit challenging for you now because of all the experience we talked about tonight and the varieties of journeys, because that actually means that we have done our job right and sparked your interest, and it's difficult for you to decide and pick the right trip. Well, that said, of course, we are here to assist you, to offer guidance and with your decision making. So please feel free to reach out to us for further information after the info session or in the coming days. So let's talk a bit more about the individual activities on the trips, which might help you also with your decision making. The Via Ferrata, in English, the Iron Road. These are remnants of the fierce mountain battles of World War I, and they give you access to otherwise inaccessible areas of the mountains, offering not only an exhilarating experience, but also front row seats to the best views, actually. They are not for the faint-hearted, unfortunately, and you must have a good head for heights. They are an optional part of our Dolomite and Mont Blanc journeys. Then we have whitewater rafting, on which you will have the chance to paddle the crystal clear waters of the beautiful Socha River, facing class 2 to 4 rapids on our Slovenia trip. We have e-bike tours to cover a greater radius, on which we will trade our hiking boots for a guided cycle tour through the Dolomites and Slovenia. And we have the optional paragliding when you can soar above Chamonix as part of your Mont Blanc luxury journey. Yeah, these activities are pretty exhilarating, but also maybe challenging. So this brings us to what is the difficulty level and what preparation is required for these trips. All the journeys are rated as moderate to challenging, and they all call for an above average physical fitness level and adequate preparation. Our participants should prepare for extended hikes with elevation gain and loss across rocky terrain and possible varying weather conditions as you are in the mountains. You should incorporate running, hiking, cycling, and core stability exercises into your frequent training regime, which you should probably start 6 months before the departure. And we also suggest committing to extended wilderness walks with your backpack and trekking poles to build your hiking stamina and confidence. We also provide you with a basic fitness program after securing your spot, and you are welcome to join one of our guided free weekend walks we offer. Training walks that are. Well, what to bring on these trips? I personally find it always that it is the first hurdle we have to channel. I personally find this always the first hurdle to challenge before going on an adventure of what to bring. And even more so on these trips because our luxury trips blend adventure and relaxation, so you will need to pack for both. As seen in the pictures, you want to mimic James Bond in the evening and Bear Grylls on your daily activities. Well, I'm just joking, but you will need to pack smart casual evening wear and proper hiking gear for these trips. Of course, we provide you with a comprehensive packing list of the required essential gear after you have placed your booking. However, for the safety and comfort of the trek, having the right equipment is essential, and sturdy hiking boots and reliable rain gear is a must for all the trips. To safely navigate all of these trails, hiking poles are also a must-have. While nothing compares to trite and tour gear, you can purchase some of the hiking gear or other equipment locally if need be, but especially your hiking boots should be walked in. Well, this already brings us to our question and answer part, during which you can now pick my brain, and I hope I can deliver. So,
Excellent. Thanks, Irene, and thanks, Chris, for backing us up in the background there. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in Europe this year. And if you have any questions, Irene at noroads.com.au, or give us a call. So that'd be fantastic. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll
As
shoot you
Peter
out an email.
said,
Oh, go.
oh,
Yep.
sorry. Sue
Yeah,
Ann has just popped up saying, thank you, everyone. Doing TMV in July for the Lux expedition sound wonderful. I just wanted to reiterate what you were saying before as well, Pete, that you'll be sending out a bit of a follow-up email to everyone that participated this evening and those that couldn't make it, so that if they've got any other questions, they can always find us via that as well.